My name is Sarah Ginn, and my presentation is on the effects of leadership style and modeling on employees' perception of supervisors. Leadership styles can be categorized a number of ways, but a common way to do so is to categorize them into democratic, autocratic, or laissez-faire, otherwise known as passive leadership styles. A democratic leader respects input from their group members, and the decisions are made by the group as a whole. This style is associated with employees' feelings of being supported, higher work engagement, and reduced work stress. An autocratic leader makes all of the decisions, accepts little input from the group, and emphasizes structure. This style is associated with higher employee compliance with authority and lower self-confidence in their job efficacy. Now, on the other hand, laissez-faire leaders allow their employees autonomy to make their own decisions, and they interfere very little. And this style has been shown to be perceived as less trustworthy. Now let's talk about modeling. Bandura's social learning theory asserts that much of our behavior is learned through the examples of others, and modeling refers to setting the example for others to follow. It's been shown that we're likely to mimic healthy behaviors that prevent disease when they are modeled to us in the workplace and we have the opportunity to do so. Which leads me to the question, how does this apply when it comes to a supervisor modeling COVID-19 prevention measures such as double masking? I hypothesized that participants in my study would perceive a supervisor as more effective and caring about employee health when the supervisor models the following of CDC recommendations to wear 2 masks to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and would be more likely to wear 2 masks themselves. I also hypothesized that participants would feel more pressure to wear 2 masks when it is modeled by the supervisor. I hypothesized that participants would perceive the democratic leaders more positively than authoritarian or laissez-faire leaders. And I hypothesized that participants would feel the most pressure from an autocratic leader to wear 2 masks and would feel the least pressure from a laissez-faire leader to wear 2 masks. 116 participants were included in my study. They consisted of University of Baltimore psychology students, as well as friends and followers of my social media accounts. They ranged from 19 to 71 years of age, with an average age of 31. 26.7% identified as male, 65.5% identified as female, 5.1% identified as non-binary or a third gender, and 2.7% preferred not to say. My materials consist of a survey hosted online by Qualtrics. It features 6 randomly presented vignettes. In each vignette, there is a description of one of our 3 leadership styles, and these descriptions are pretty similar to the ones that I just gave you a moment ago. In each vignette, there is also a scenario in which the supervisor sends the participant a message to inform them that because double masking, wearing 2 masks, is now recommended by the CDC, a box of surgical masks are now kept in the break room for anyone who wishes to use one to double mask. The vignettes also include either a modeling condition or a non-modeling condition. The modeling condition includes a line at the end of the vignette that says, when you arrive at work, you see that your supervisor is wearing 2 masks. The non-modeling condition does not have this line in the vignette. My dependent variables are pressure felt by the supervisor to double mask, likelihood to double mask during their next shift, belief that the supervisor cares about employee health and safety, and belief that the supervisor is an effective leader. This study is a 2x3 between subjects factorial design. Participants gave their consent and then were presented with one of the 6 randomly assigned vignettes. They were asked to indicate on a Likert scale from 1, meaning not likely at all, to 9, meaning extremely likely, their likelihood to wear a second mask during their shift. They were then asked to indicate on a Likert scale from 1, meaning completely disagree, to 9, meaning completely agree, their agreement with the following statements. I feel pressure from this supervisor to wear a second mask. I believe that this supervisor prioritizes employee health and safety. and I would consider the supervisor to be an effective leader. Lastly, demographic data consisting of age and gender was collected from the participants. The measures of likelihood to wear a second mask during their shift, belief that the supervisor cares about employee health and safety, and belief that the supervisor is an effective leader were able to be collapsed into one measure of positive perceptions of the supervisor with a Cronbach's alpha of 0.716. After running a 2x3 between subjects analysis of variance, I found no significant main effect for modeling, no significant main effect for leadership style, and no significant effect of the interaction between modeling and leadership style on positive perceptions of the supervisor. After running a 2x3 between subjects analysis of variance in regards to perceptions of pressure from the employer to double mask, I found a significant main effect of modeling. Participants felt more pressure from the supervisor to double mask when it was modeled by the supervisor with a mean of 4.06 than when it was not modeled with a mean of 3.07. However, there was no significant main effect for leadership style, and there was no significant effect for the interaction between modeling and leadership style. The significant effect that I found for modeling on pressure felt to double mask confirmed my hypothesis, and it supports the aspect of social learning theory in which the behavior we observe from role models influences what we believe is expected of us. Now, since attitudes toward COVID-19 prevention measures are highly politicized and controversial, these may be a confound to the effects of modeling or leadership style on positive perceptions of the employer, including likelihood to double mask themselves. Failure to find any effects for leadership style could be attributable to the vignettes having been presented in text form instead of a more visual format such as video. Also, more significant effects could have potentially been found if a higher number of individuals had participated in the study.